Hey folks, what's up? Mike Benton here from the Mike Benton team. Thank you so much for plugging in today. Today's topic is 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 all I get asked now every day, every week is are we in a buyer's market? What I have below is and also what you have above this video is a breakdown of the difference between a buyer's market and a seller's market. All right? I believe we're in a buyer's market, and what that means is in a buyer's market, I'm going to give you four areas that you should notice. And then I'm also going to tell you what a seller's market look like. But no matter what type of market it is, you're still in a win-win situation if all parties come to the table knowing that. It's not them versus you, us versus them. It is a win-win situation. All right? In the buyer's market, the buyer's going to come out a little bit more ahead, not better than the seller, but than if it was in the seller's market. So let me talk about that. So buyer's market, number one, higher inventory. You're going to see a lot more homes on the market, and that's going to really start the buyer's market because now buyers have choices. So if for some reason you're not willing to negotiate as a seller, they say, hey, no problem, I'm going right down the street. You're going to see longer days on the market. You're going to see a home longer on the market. If you see that, first thing I want you to do is do not assume the seller's desperate. No, they're not. You have no clue their financial situation. Don't ever worry about the other side of the table. Focus on yourself and what you can do to get the home that you want. Also, in a buyer's market, obviously the buyer has stronger negotiation powers. All right? Why? Because if you fail or this deal fails, they're just going to go next door or the next door or the next door. So they have a little bit stronger buyers negotiation right now. Also, there's going to be fewer offers on the property. You know, when I talk about the other side of the coin, remember real estate is a two-sided coin. There's a buyer side and seller side. So there's going to be fewer offers. So your competition is going to be a lot less. You're going to be able to negotiate more concessions or negotiate other terms that maybe you wouldn't if it's a seller's market. So let's talk about the seller side. Low inventory. So if they don't buy your house, where are they going to buy? So you do have a little bit more power there. But again, focus on win-win. Shorter days on market. Man, I'll tell you what, when you have a hot seller's market, homes sometimes sell in 0 days, 1 day, 2 days. Obviously, none of this on the right you're seeing right now. And that's why I believe that in Maryland, we are in a buyer's market. Next one is seller has stronger negotiation than the seller's market. In the buyer's market, the seller has weaker negotiations abilities. In a seller's market, the seller is going to get multiple offers, so the buyer is going to have to compete against other buyers. You know, in a strong, crazy seller's market, you'll see over ask, you'll see appraisal waivers, you will see inspection waivers, you will see everything because there's no other places for that buyer to go. That's why it's a seller's market. But we believe on the Mike Benton team that it's a win-win. Both parties can win. It doesn't have to be versus them. Both parties can win. You need to stay at the table to negotiate. All right? Because a year, 2, 3 years down the road, you're not going to remember that part of the deal. You're just going to remember the home that you live in or the house that you sold. So that is the difference between a buyer's market and a seller's market. We believe we're definitely in the buyer's market. All right. Now, if you have questions about your property, if you'd like to have us come out and take a look at it, give you some thought, please do. Reach out to us. You can email us, text us, carrier pigeon, flying monkey, whatever you need, because we want you to call so you can experience the benefit. So thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this content. Please share it. Please like. Please follow. And tell your friends about us. Talk to you later.